Hi, I'm Jennifer Ray. Welcome to The Pulse. We have some fabulous guests coming up. And
I was thinking that if you were...
we're doing a live show here. Shoo.
Hello and welcome to That's Odd, the show whose prime directive is to seek out life's little desserts, slices of the lighter side, mini escapes from reality, and things that make you say, oh. I'm Nadia Giordana, and my co-host is Lynn Garthwaite. Lynn, what are we going to talk about today?
Today's topic should be fun. We're going to go into the subject of classic movies, classic movie lines, odd things about movies, interesting fun facts about movies or television, things like that. It's going to be kind of a mix of that, and we're going to include a special guest at one point.
Well, I just love the subject of show business.
Absolutely. So don't we all want to be in movies?
Don't we?
We ought to be in pictures. So we've got a couple of did you know pieces. We always add did you know moments into the show. One of the ones I found was from the movie Forrest Gump, the famous Tom Hanks movie. There's a scene where Forrest and they're on the shrimp boat, and when he finally brings in a catch, and they bring up the net and they drop the fish or the shrimp onto the boat, and it turns out, if you look carefully, you can see that not only are the shrimp already dead, they've all been beheaded and prepared. It's like the one, they're prepared to go into a restaurant or be at least shipped to a restaurant. They're ready to go.
Did they do that deliberately?
Who knows? Those continuity errors are always kind of odd.
That's the thing.
It seems like you have a choice. You could make some like rubbery shrimp, some fake ones, or you could waste a whole bounty full of real shrimp by making the shot. So one of those things that kind of scratch your head.
That is absolutely hilarious. And when you mention continuity errors, there's a person there on the crew on most movies, and where is that person? Called the script supervisor, who's in charge of continuity errors like that, like having a Band-Aid on the wrong arm in the second scene, and things like, and that's that person's job to make sure they don't do things like that in the movies.
Some of them seem to fail at that because their whole podcasts devoted to finding continuity errors.
And with so much going on, I can see why it would happen.
Yeah. And those shoots go on forever, and sometimes they go back and reshoot a scene that they thought was already in the can.
That's when that kind of thing happens.
I think so. And sometimes it'll be the scars on the wrong side, or
you feel like you
wearing a hat.
did it.
Yeah. So I've got another kind of funny did you know from the Terminator series, so the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator series. There was a blog about this, and somebody posed the question, why didn't they just send a second or third or fourth Terminator the first time? So they go to all this trouble to send this first, and it's called the Cyberdyne Systems Series T800 Model 101 Terminator. So they were able to develop this killing machine. They were able to send it back in time, but they only sent one. They didn't have a backup plan, and they had to wait 10 years to send that liquidy one that came in the next series, who also didn't finish the job. So, didn't quite think ahead. There might have been a plan B that they could have gone with.
There could have been a plan B for that one. That almost goes into the writers and things like that. And how they planned that story out.
The kind of questions that keep you up at night.
Well, did you know that there's a job in Hollywood and in television called a professional TV watcher?
No.
Yeah.
What a job. They pay you to do that?
No, they pay you to watch television. And what the job is, essentially, well, I'll give you Jimmy Kimmel as an example. A couple of years back, Jimmy Kimmel paid or offered to pay, I don't know if he actually hired a person, $500 to $600 per week to watch television looking for special clips that they could use
Oh.
for little bits and pieces that they did on the TV show.
Okay, that makes sense.
But think of the hours it takes to find just the right
The little
things,
clips, yeah.
or a whole string of things that might sort of be right for the
Yeah.
show that they could look at and choose from.
You might start out as a TV watching lover and hate it by the end because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what you've got to do. So, well, we thought it'd be kind of fun to look at some classic movie lines, the kind of things, the lines everybody knows from some of these movies, and maybe put a little twist on them. So we put together a clip. It should be funny. I want our viewers to look carefully though and see which ones are actual outtakes from the real movies where they've actually gotten on the cutting room floor, or which ones are maybe just kind of cleverly disguised reenactments, whatever. So watch carefully, see what you can see, and when we come back after the clip, we're gonna have a special guest.
I can't wait.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I don't give dams because I sell dams. Best dams in town, right here. Come and get them. We got them big, we got them small, we got them teensy, we got the best dams in the neighborhood. You be the first one to come. Come on down. Special deal right now. Labor Day special, 10% off. Come on down, get your dams.
Here's looking at you, kid. No, not you. That one. That kid back there. Yeah.
Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball. There's a lot of swearing. There's a lot of swearing in baseball. And spitting, oh my God. Little known fact here. When players first become pro, they have to go through this procedure so they can't swallow their own saliva. So that's why there's all this spitting. There's a ton of spitting in baseball. Oh my God, there's a ton of spitting in baseball, but there's no crying in baseball.
Something tells me we aren't in Kansas anymore, Chaos.
Go ahead, make my day. And while you're at it, could you make my bed? It's really a mess. And you know, as long as you're there, maybe vacuum a little bit, straighten out the sock drawer. Kind of haven't done that in a while. A little dusting, a little closet organization, that'd be great. Thanks a lot.
I see dead people. And they look delicious. I heard they taste like chicken. A little French fries, a side of mayo, maybe a little dessert with that. Oh, I can't wait.
Hey, Stella! 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 Come back! You forgot your snickerdoodles.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. The park is now open.
All right, that clip was interesting, different. I don't know if anybody caught the ones that were the real actual shots with the real actors from the shows, or maybe it was just odd.
It was hilarious. And I'm going to be laughing about that for a week. This is the first time I've seen it, and it's just a stitch.
Yep, it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. So we have a fabulous guest with us today, Miss Colleen Szot, who's a scriptwriter. Speaking of kind of odd jobs, not everybody has that kind of job. A lot of people would love to have that job and would love to know a little bit more about it. So talk to us. You're an award-winning screenwriter, scriptwriter, and advertising also. So give us a little bit of a background.
Yeah, tell us how you got started or when you started.
Well, I sold my first article when I was 9 years old for $1 to Highlights magazine, and then I continued to write for Highlights and Scholastic magazine when I was a kid, and then I graduated to Teen magazine and 16 magazine. I put myself through college, and I wrote greeting cards.
Magazines.
Yep. They're
read
very
some of the
popular.
articles, yeah.
They're very popular. Yep. And I really wanted to write for a sitcom, and so I wrote and sold a script for Mary Tyler Moore too, and Bob Newhart and All in the Family. But my stack of sold scripts was about this big, and my stack of unsold scripts was about this big.
It's a tough industry.
And it's not like you can rewrite a MASH script to fit the Mary Tyler Moore
Right.
image,
Right.
which you could do with an article or something like that. So I had to get a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I got into advertising, and I worked at J. Walter Thompson and Foot Cone and Belding in Chicago. And then kind of honed my teeth on Nordictrack here in Minneapolis, and that's where I entered the direct response field. And the direct response field is infomercials and any commercial with an 800 number.
Okay, so it's quite a
So-
specialty then.
Yes, it is. It's a very narrow niche. I'm probably one of 5 people in the whole country who do what I do.
Wow.
That's part of what makes it so unique.
Yes.
That so few people actually do what you do in that industry. And of course, I've seen almost every infomercial I think there ever has to be, so I'm sure I've seen several of
You've
yours.
seen your work.
Well, when people ask me which ones I do, I usually say only the ones you like.
There you go.
They're all fun.
Yes.
And don't
Oh,
I
yeah.
understand you are responsible for creating a few iconic lines that we know about. Tell us about that.
Yes. Well, for Nordictrack, I came up with the line, "Make the call that can make the difference."
Wow, okay.
So, and then, I was always bothered by that line about operators are standing by because, my thought was, well, they're sitting there going, ring, 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 ring.
Right.
And I didn't want that.
Right, you want the product to be something that's flying off the shelves.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. And so I came up with, if lines are busy, please call back. We
Okay.
want everyone to take advantage of this offer. And our response rate tripled.
They were
Wow.
afraid they were going to miss,
Triple.
so they were jumping
Yes.
right in there.
Yes. And Robert Cialdini, who is a professor of social psychology in Phoenix, has written several books about that. Social proof, it's proof that we like to follow the crowd.
True.
You know?
True.
So-
And yeah, when you're in advertising, that's your whole focus, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What people want and
Absolutely.
yeah,
The first
so-
one on the block,
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. So
Yeah.
what recently things are you writing?
Right now, I'm working on Keranique, which is it's a hair care system, hair regrowth system for women. And I'm working on Generac. Generac
I
is
haven't heard of that.
Yeah, Generac is the world's largest manufacturer of standby home generators. And so there is quite the market for that
yes.
with all the,
One.
yeah, I know.
Wow.
Wants one.
Okay, that's a product.
Yeah.
And do you get a free sample?
I hope.
Yeah.
It's about $8,000.
Oh, wow. Okay. Because I know that you often do get free samples of the products you
Oh,
write
yes,
for,
I
so.
have many George Foreman grills that still give them out as gifts.
Yeah.
I have Tony Little Gazelle gliders and lots of Murad. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, I understand you came back full circle to script writing, though.
Yes,
For TV.
yes. About 4 years ago, I wrote a Mike and Molly script,
Wonderful.
I know, and
And-
that's such fun.
and I sold it.
Yeah.
And
You must be funny.
Well,
All these sitcoms that you write for.
And I subsequently wrote another one, but then the show was canceled, and so it's in their library, but it hasn't aired.
Okay.
And then this season, I have submitted some ideas for Young Sheldon. I was encouraged to do so
Oh,
by
that's a fun
Chuck
show.
Lorre, yeah, and he gave me 2 assignments, so I'll be writing
Wonderful.
2 scripts for them. Yeah.
Chuck Lorre.
So-
It's a name everybody will know.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
they do.
So
yes.
good person to know in the industry.
Yes, well, it's a good thing that we have 1,900 miles between us.
You don't want to see him every day? Across
No,
across
no,
the
no,
desk?
no.
That's
Well, and throughout what you're doing, you meet Hollywood people, personalities, plenty, and I'm sure there's lots of them that would rather you don't say anything about mention their names. But one or two that you've met that you like, that you've kept a friendship with.
Drop a name.
Well,
Yeah, drop a name.
Mark Spitz and Jim Palmer for Nordictrack, Kathy Lee, and probably my favorite who I've kept in touch with is William Shatner.
Ah, yes.
And I did a human growth hormone supplement with him. And he was the
spokesperson?
He was the spokesperson, and this was at least, oh gosh, I'm going to say 17 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, we have stayed in touch. And he came to Minneapolis, St. Paul, about 3 years ago for his one-man show. And I met him at the St. Paul Grill, and we had dinner.
Oh, nice.
And the number of people that came up to say something to him, and you know, he was very, very gracious.
Yeah.
He really was. But
nice.
He's just a hilarious person and just fun to be around. Just a down-to-earth, let's go get a beer kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't ever read anything bad about him. It's not like he's getting in trouble and, you know, kind of standard Hollywood fare.
And he's funny. He's got a couple shows that are they're
Oh,
funny.
absolutely.
Had that sitcom that was funny. And there's a reality kind of show he's doing, which I watched a couple of times.
With Henry Winkler.
Yes,
and George Foreman.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
another old friend.
Yep.
That's the one.
Yep. Yeah, they travel to exotic places and they kind of watch, they've kind of really become a part of the culture for 4 or 5 days.
Kind of from the jock's perspective.
Yes, yes, it's very fun. It's very fun. But yeah, he's great. He's a professional, and I always get a birthday card and a Christmas card from it.
Oh, how great. Gee. Well, how much travel do you like to do, must do in your work?
Well, probably my most traveled year was 2010. I logged in 45,000 miles.
Because I should say you live here in the Twin Cities.
Yes,
in the
I do.
Midwest.
Yes, I do. Right smack dab in the middle of the country, so I can go to California or New York or even Florida, where a lot of shows are shot. And you know, you don't always need a writer on set. That's just one more person telling the director what to do. So since that particular year, I have really tried to cut down. It's not easy to travel anymore, but I was in Tampa a couple weeks ago, and I was in Dallas. I think they just like the one-to-oneness, you know, face-to-face brainstorming ideas and that kind of stuff. But you know, I doubled my rate for travel, and nobody blinked.
Well, they know too how much it costs to travel.
Oh, yes.
And it's part of that package.
Yes, yes, and it's not just the monetary, but it's the emotional and the physical.
Oh, sure. It's
when the kids
exhausting.
were young, I kind of wanted to go out of town. But now my husband is retired and at home, and I want to play. So
Well, and you have some awards. Let's not forget.
I do. I
Show us.
have about 12 of these. This is a
You
telly
have 12
award.
tellies.
Yep, and this one is for the Cold War, and it is probably in my top 3 favorite infomercials that I have written. And it was on CNN, and it was a mini series, and we sold at that time we sold the videotapes.
Yes.
And it was, we got access to so many papers through the Freedom of Information Act. And so we won a telly in our category for that.
That'd look nice on your mantle.
Oh, yes, yes. And then this past year, I was inducted into the Advertising Direct Response Hall of Fame.
I know. I remember when you
And,
first got that award, because you had
yeah.
to go out to Hollywood to get
Yep.
the award.
Yep, I did, and it was really an honor, you know, to be in the steps of David Ogilvy and some
Lots
of
of
the other
people in the crowd?
advertising. Oh yes, I had to speak to a crowd of 2,000.
2,000.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's fun. It's fun. But yeah, it's an interesting job, and I have a lot of people at parties that ask me what I do, and I say I'm a writer, and they say, oh, what do you write? Well, I write cable TV shows and commercials and that kind of thing. I try not to get into detail because almost everybody has a opinion.
Or a relative
Yes.
who has a script.
Yep, but they have an opinion about infomercials. Oh, I hate that one. I literally heard that from somebody.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Once
but
they find out you wrote it.
yeah. But then Noah Wiley was on the Tonight Show and says, "Oh, I just love the Gazelle Glider infomercial. I could watch it forever." So
I had one of those.
I do
I
too.
had the Gazelle glider.
Yeah.
I used that thing until I broke it.
Did you buy it because of the infomercial?
No, I bought it at a garage sale from the person who did buy it from the infomercial.
It's a very iconic product. You know, it's the only one to have run for 11 years.
Wow.
Usually an infomercial only has a shelf life of maybe 18 months to 3 years. But every few months we would freshen it, put in new testimonials. Tony might do a new demo, that kind of thing, and it ran for 11 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you do the Nordictrack treadmill infomercials?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I bought
yes,
one of
I did
those.
several of those, as a matter of fact. In fact, it was my first retainer project or client that I had back in '92. And in about '94, '95, I was hearing from people like Tony Little and Jane Fonda. And so I did renew my non-compete with Nordictrack. And they, you know, shortly went under. I didn't say it's because of me, but it's very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Well, you're a powerful woman, so.
Yes, well.
And you have and maybe you can't talk about this yet, so tell us if you can't talk about it. You have a show, a script for a sitcom. Is that coming on Netflix in 2019? Can you say anything about that, or do we have to wait to get the details?
Well, it's called Little Chapel of Love, and it is about a two-bit hustler in Las Vegas who wins a wedding chapel in a poker game. And he's thinking he's just going to sell it until his mother, a legit business, you know. So he decides to hang on to it, and he has a wacky set of people who work for him, including Rose Watanabe, who does the flowers, but she does kind of strange things, like she'll put a shower head in it and say, showering you with best wishes, you know, that kind of thing. So we have shot the pilot. We've shot it a couple of times. I can't tell you who might be starring in it because it's not final. And hopefully it's going to be on the air next year.
Oh, hey, extras. We could be extras.
Oh,
Extras.
and a trip to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine people are always offering you script ideas too.
Everybody's doing
Yes. Usually when someone come up with a script idea to me, I'm like, I'm so glad you came today because I have no ideas of my own.
People have been writing for your entire life, starting at age 9.
Well, Colleen, I'm going to switch gears here, and I want you to join us.
All right.
with this. I have something here. It's not really Dad's root beer, but I'm sure they carry Dad's root beer. But I took a mini excursion, a mini escape from reality to the Blue Sun Soda Shop, which is in Spring Lake Park here in the Twin Cities. And there's 3 glasses for you.
Oh, a little
3
taste
glasses
test.
for you. We're going to do a taste test and try these sodas.
Okay. I hope you brought an opener.
I did.
'Cause
I did.
teeth
That
won't
would
do
be a
that.
disaster.
It'd
if I
be hard on
didn't.
the teeth.
But I do have an opener. Let's see what this one. Let's save this one.
I've already seen the name. I'm not sure I'm going to try that, but we'll see. Nadia comes up with the strangest things, literally.
This is apple
odd.
pie.
Apple
So this
pie.
isn't too strange.
Okay.
Apple pie flavored pop. They have all kinds of flavors of pop at the Blue Sun Soda Shop.
Do they make them themselves?
And you girls will be very proud of me. I did not bring barf for us to taste.
Oh,
That sounds like something out of a Harry
Thank
Potter
you.
movie.
I
Something out of like vomit.
They have,
pills
that's
or
one of their
candies.
flavors.
oh my gosh, who would want to drink
Yeah,
that?
people.
Oh, I
money.
don't know. Teenagers,
Maybe
All right, we're going to
kids.
try each
Let's
one.
see.
Skull.
Okay.
Skull,
Apple
skull,
pie. Here we
Apple
go.
pie.
It's very refreshing.
Yeah,
Tastes a lot
very
like
bubbly.
ginger ale to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I expected a cinnamon taste.
I expected more apple pie taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But taste ginger ale. Well, this would be fun to drink. It's definitely
Yeah.
not overpowering.
Right.
No. Yeah.
It's drinkable.
Yes. Well, let's try pickle.
Pickle. Oh boy.
I'm not an old hand at this. I'm afraid it's going to go flying.
And if you've seen any of our old episodes, you know that Nadia also made Spam for one episode. So
I did. And hey, it was good. I've made it since then.
that's right. Pickle pop.
Pickle soda.
Oh, soda. We have to say pop when it's pickle.
Minnesotans always say pop, and some other places say soda.
All right. Ooh.
No,
It definitely is pickle.
it's definitely.
I mean, they
Yes.
probably just take the pickle juice
made my eyes water. It's like pickle juice out
and,
of
Yes.
a jar.
and bubble it up. Whatever.
With so you could take pickle juice out of a jar, throw a little club soda in, and you'd have a cocktail that tastes like
In
this.
college, on a dare, somebody made a pickle malt and drank it. But that's college and that's a dare.
I wouldn't
so,
continue drinking that.
yeah, I think we'll just set that one aside.
And here, this one is from the Monkees, the old Monkees, the band.
man,
gosh.
the Monkees.
It has their guitar. Yeah, that's the
Yep.
theme song. And the flavor is banana nut soda.
Oh, it sounds like a dessert.
Yeah,
Sounds
it
like an
does.
ice cream.
It does. So let's see. Oh, it's really yellow.
Now, we were not paid by this company to
We were
endorse
not
their
paid
products.
by any of these companies or
Nobody
the
pays
shop.
us anything.
No, nobody
And this is not a
pays us.
professional review. But this one,
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure what it's supposed to taste like. A monkey?
I mean, I kind of get the, well, hence the banana, yeah.
Yes, it
I
definitely
do
has
get
a
the
banana
banana.
taste to
It's
it,
an
for sure.
interesting flavor. My
Yeah.
favorite was the apple pie because it tastes like my ginger ale.
Yeah.
The pickle I would drink again on a dare. This one is really strange, actually.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
strange.
Okay, kinda-
It's sweet. It's not bad.
No, not at all, but
It actually smells good as you're bringing it up.
a
but-
banana drink.
Sounds like we're wine connoisseurs or something,
yeah,
but
well.
it's pop. It's pickle pop. And
Great way to end the
others, so.
show.
Well, thanks so much for being with us today, Colleen.
My
It was
pleasure, my
very
pleasure.
fun to
I
have
loved
you, and thanks for giving us a little inside scoop of what that kind of job is like. 'Cause another odd job. People. Speaking of odd job, there's odd job right there. Chaos's friend. So thank you for coming today. Thank you for watching us. This was a fun episode, and we'll see you next time.